works with strip club and
Is that snitching though? I've heard from
hell
people.
Yeah, that's snitching. See, this is the part.
Hold on. If I'm a street dude, let's say me and you are street dudes, and they said, do you know where Wack works? And I said, I know Wack does podcasts or does interviews with DJ Vlad. Am I snitching?
Listen, let's paint the right picture. Academics.
Yeah.
This lady and this dude was involved in a murder robbery. We know you have some involvement as well. What do you know about them? She worked at Scarlet Strip Club.
Max B has only been out for 3 days, and the internet is already going wild with non-stop snitch rumors blazing everywhere. These claims didn't pop up out of nowhere either. They were circling long before his release, but the second that Max B is home news broke, the convo blew up even louder. People online are scrambling to figure out what's real and what's just messy gossip flying around. See, Max B originally caught a 75-year sentence, but somehow that got sliced all the way down to 17, and that's when the side eyes started hitting heavy. Folks across the internet keep saying there's no way someone cuts off nearly 6 decades without talking to somebody, and that theory has been spreading like wildfire. That's where the whole debate gets intense. Did Max actually cooperate or not?
To put this paperwork out now, he also told me to make sure I block out buildings, address fraud. Now, I'm gonna take y'all all the way over here though, right? And when I take you over here,
What makes it even crazier is that Max doesn't completely shut the door on the idea. He straight up said, "Man, I did enough time, and if I told a little something, I told it, bro." Then he doubled down and added that, "Anybody who got a problem with me cooperating on things people already know, man, they some haters now." That statement had the timeline spinning even harder. That's a bold situation with zero sugarcoating. So here's how everything really dropped. Max B ended up with that 75-year sentence because he was the one who set the whole move in motion from the jump. There was this stripper who was super into Max and trying hard to impress him. And if you know anything about Max B, you know he was deep in that flashy lifestyle. Smooth talker, old school energy, always sounding slick. So she hits Max like she'd been hanging around these dudes throwing cash around, and one even showed her a backpack stuffed with $50,000. Max hears that and tells her straight up to link with them again and let him know, because he's sending his brother to pull up and handle business. His brother shows up at the hotel, but everything goes left fast. One of the dudes reached for a gun, shots started flying, and someone ended up losing their life. That's how Max, his brother, and the stripper all got tangled up in a murder conspiracy charge. Max B's take on it now is wild. He's basically saying he got slammed with 75 years, he did 17, and his brother tried 4 appeals, all denied. Max is like, he's never seeing freedom again, so he might as well cooperate, sign off, and tell investigators what really went down. But his brother is furious, saying that's straight up snitch behavior and claiming he's still fighting for his life. Now the brother is blaming Max, saying he messed up his last real shot at Frito, as you heard. Max B straight up said his brother filed 4 appeals and none of them worked, so he wasn't ever getting out. Max said he decided to tell investigators what happened, take responsibility, and walk out after doing 17 years. But when Max touched down, Wack 100 was not letting that slide at all. He called him out heavy, saying, Nah, Max. This ain't some last-minute cooperation. You've been talking since day one." Wack claimed Max didn't wait 17 years to start cooperating. He said Max actually cooperated before he even got sentenced. And Wack said it doesn't matter when someone talks. Telling is still telling. What shocked everyone is that there's paperwork backing the claim up.
And lives at this location. They're letting him know she is of interest. He knows she's of interest because they put the play together. Anytime you give any information up on anybody else other than yourself, you're telling. And this is what...
During Max B's own appeal, his lawyer, calling him by his real name Wingate, argued that Max got hit with way too much time and that the court ignored every mitigating factor. The lawyer even said the whole situation was a one-time mistake, something Max would never be around again since he'd never be dealing with that same woman. But then came the part that had the whole internet yelling. The lawyer admitted in court documents that Max cooperated with law enforcement. He even helped officers track down the woman involved, Conway. So from the beginning, investigators already had Max talking. Cops were even telling him, "Bro, relax, you're not in trouble." But that's when the story started flipping. Because what happened next made people look at Max B's entire situation in a whole new way. The cops told Max they were just trying to find the woman because they knew she was with the guys that night. Nobody really knows why police came straight to Max first. Maybe her name came up, maybe someone pointed their way, but what's clear is that they believed she was connected to the homicide. So they pressed Max for details and he gave them the info.
I want to say this
Okay.
is, and you said also to Mr. Delaney on redirect that you already had the information about Sin City, that Gina Conway was some way associated with Sin City.
Okay, so it looked like Max B told the cops that Gina Conway, his quote-unquote girlfriend, worked at Sin City.
When you want to... Yes.
He told them where she stayed, who she chilled with, and the spots she usually hit up. That's the part that had Wack 100 heated. He's saying, hold on, bro. You admitted cooperating, you signed off, you gave details, and you came home 50 years early while your brother's still inside fighting appeals. Wack's argument is loud. He's saying Max didn't talk once. He talked twice. First during the investigation, when he helped cops find the woman, and then again years later when he signed papers for early release. Now Wack is asking the whole internet, why does Max B get a pass? Why isn't anyone calling this situation what it really is just because Max is considered a legend? This turned into a full-on internet battle, and Wack 100 even pulled up on DJ Academic's platform to argue it face-to-face. Things got tense fast. Most people watching this stuff aren't from the streets and were never built for that kind of non-stop pressure, and that's completely fine. So when regular folks hear this story, the first thought is, if the cops asked where that woman was and you didn't pull the trigger, you'd probably just tell them her location. It sounds simple, right? You might have told somebody, yeah, go rob them, but you never told anyone to hurt anybody.
No, so the paperwork...
Hold on. Wingate also urges that the court erroneously failed to find any mitigating factors. Specifically, he argued that the conduct was a result of circumstances unlikely to recur, because he would have nothing more to do with...
So from a normal point of view, you're thinking, how am I wrapped up in a murder conspiracy when that was never the plan? For everyday people, that logic makes sense because you think clearly, not like somebody locked into street rules. But in the street world, it doesn't work like that at all. Over there, even saying one word to the police, unless it's talk to my lawyer, is stamped as snitching, no debate. That's why this whole Max B situation is so messy. Wack 100 is standing firm, saying Max told everything in detail, and he's convinced Max really did snitch. No excuses, no softening it up. And honestly, the paperwork and interviews make the conversation hard to brush off. But the real reason Wack is catching so much heat right now isn't only because he called out Max. It's because he's been calling everybody out lately. People are exhausted. They're saying, come on, man, let us enjoy one rapper coming home without dragging him. They know Wack might be telling the truth, but they're like, can we celebrate just once without drama? That's the whole vibe right now. Frustration mixed with facts, and the internet is split straight down the middle. Everybody knows deep down that Max B talked, but nobody wants to say it out loud because folks just want to enjoy at least one rapper coming home without a storm of drama.
But here's the thing.
That never doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no. Yo, tell Vlad this is New Jersey. They fry you over here. They don't play that. They fry you.
Bro,
Some Texas shit.
we got homies that got 237 and plus 2 life sentences.
Hey, shout
2 life sentences plus 237.
Yeah, Vlad, in New Jersey, when they catch, hey, tell Vlad, the niggas that ran up in my crib, they doing 20. I ain't even have to take.
But Wack 100 is not letting anything slide at all. He's like, nah, bro, call it exactly what it is. And he even started comparing it to other situations, saying Push got called a rat, T Grizzly got called a rat, and now Max B too. Meanwhile, people online are begging, saying they just want one clean win without chaos. But here's the real twist. This generation doesn't even react to snitching the way people used to. Everything's so normalized now that unless someone is literally in the courtroom pointing fingers, folks barely care and just shrug it off. And Wack didn't stop there. He actually got on a jail call with Max B's own brother, the same brother saying Max told on him. This isn't rumor territory anymore, because even Max himself admitted it. He said, yeah, I copped out. Yeah, I told them what they wanted to hear after 20 years. His logic was simple. He was facing 75 years, 4 appeals denied, nothing left to lose, so he felt like telling his side wasn't wrong. That was his survival mindset. But his brother isn't going for that explanation at all. He's still in prison, still filing appeals, still trying to find a path out, and he feels like Max's statements crushed his shot at freedom completely. Now he's saying he was left behind while Max walked free. So the whole scene is split, loyalty versus logic, family versus freedom, emotion versus strategy.
Locate Conway. Look, bro, in our world where we come from, you told, you read it. And he also told That's letting you know his cooperation was, she lives here, worked there. He knew she was part of the murder robbery because they all lined it up. Are you playing the recordings I sent you on this brother who's doing 120 to life? I sent you all this 2 days ago.
120, that's a real number.
Yeah.
All right, hold on though.
And everybody has something to say about it. And this is where everything started heating up for real. That jail call between Wack 100 and Max B's brother flipped the whole story in a wild way. The brother was emotional, saying, "Man, he ain't just he told on me." You could hear the pain in his voice. 2 decades sitting down, still fighting, watching his own family step into the world again while he's stuck behind bars. Wack kept asking questions, trying to get every detail out of him, pushing the conversation deeper. The brother said that after Max signed those papers and cooperated, the DA used that info against him during later appeals, basically locking his fate in place forever. He's been furious ever since, saying his own family didn't just save himself. He buried me too. That statement alone shook the whole internet. Fans are completely torn. Some folks are saying Max did what he had to do after sitting down almost 2 full decades. Others are arguing that if you gave info that damaged your own brother's case, that's straight betrayal no matter how you spin it. The debate is wild, and social media is going non-stop trying to pick a side. Meanwhile, Max B's camp is staying totally silent. No statements, no interviews, not even a quick clarification. But one thing stands tall. The paperwork, the court filings, and the confessions are all right there in plain sight. The timeline lays everything out. Cooperation, confession, and early release. Clear as day.
While your crowd is not going to understand, our rules are our rules. We don't give a damn about what the civilians or the L7 thinks. The minute Max B told that detective where that woman lived and where she worked, and they apprehended her, she then told on Pooh Sims, who got 120 to life.
Now Wack is out here saying, don't let fame rewrite reality. He's calling out everyone rushing to protect Max's name, claiming the industry is ignoring everything just because they like him. That's what's got people heated. The double standard is loud. The streets are watching every move like a hawk. So now everyone's asking, will Max speak up again? Will his brother drop more info? This situation isn't slowing down at all. It's getting messier by the minute. At this point, the whole thing is spinning out of control. Blogs, podcasts, live streams, and YouTube channels are all breaking down every single word coming from Max B's side and his bro. This story is everywhere right now. People are digging up court records, old interviews, and throwback clips trying to figure out who's really telling the truth. Wack 100 is standing firm on his side. He keeps saying there's zero confusion, that Max cooperated, period. He reminds everyone that the paperwork came from official court filings, not gossip. But the fans are split down the middle. Half are saying Max did his time, let the man breathe, while the other half is saying, nah bro, freedom earned through betrayal don't count. The clash is loud, and nobody's backing down. Max B still hasn't responded publicly, but insiders say he's locked in on music and rebuilding his life. He's been in the studio non-stop.
Only it said Wingate cooperating with law enforcement help find out Conway's location. That is not the lawyer. Is the lawyer name? Whose name is Wingate?
That's Max B.
Okay, it specifically says Wingate, not the lawyers. Wingate helped the detectives through cooperating with law enforcement authorities, helping them.
Lining up interviews and planning a full comeback. But no matter how hard he works, this controversy keeps following him everywhere. The same streets that once crowned him the wave god are now looking at him sideways, questioning whether the love is still real. Meanwhile, Wack 100 keeps throwing gas on everything, popping up on Clubhouse, calling out people in the industry, and daring anyone to challenge the paperwork. He keeps saying, don't get mad at me, get mad at the facts. The tension between old school street codes and modern day fame is louder than ever. This whole thing isn't just about Max anymore. It's exposing how much the culture has shifted. People are asking if doing decades in silence is still the standard, or if survival has replaced the old rules completely. One thing is clear, Max B's freedom came with a heavy price, and the whole world is watching closely to see. This might be one of the clearest, most straight-up snitching cases the rap world has ever seen, but here's the twist. Max B is playing the quiet game like a pro. He's home now, and instead of running into interviews or trying to explain anything, he's staying low-key, quiet, and moving smooth, using silence like a shield.
Play, bro. Let him hit. He's doing 120 life.
Yeah, but I don't need to hear him kind of repeat. Like, I know the crime he did. Like, you know.
He's the one that directed me where to go find these documents. He's doing the time. The girl did 8 years or 10 years or so. She did time.
All right, let me ask you this ideological question. Hey, if
Max knows the moment he starts talking, everything blows open. The second he sits down for an interview and tries to clear things up, Wack 100 is gonna pop out with every document, every quote, every throwback clip, ready to break down the whole timeline. Right now, as long as Max stays silent, he's winning the optics battle because fans can keep saying people are just hating or trying to expose him again. But once he talks, those floodgates open instantly. That's why Max is moving like a real veteran, smiling, relaxed, gliding through the city like the Harlem general he's always been. No drama, no back and forth, just wave energy and peace of mind. But don't get it twisted. The moment he breaks that silence, this whole situation might explode all over again. Now I want to hear what you think about everything you just heard. Do you believe Max really did what people claim he did? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the conversation is getting crazy out here. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment to push this story out to more people on MaxBUpdate channel. Hit that button, boost the algorithm, and keep this wave alive. Your support keeps the channel moving strong. How he carries all of this moving forward,